Hello there. Today we will learn about the Sharia screening methodology and Sharia, what is the Sharia compliance. Today we will learn about these topics. So first, let's understand what the Sharia compliance. First thing you should understand that Muslims are not allowed to do any kind of the business. There are certain restrictions in Islamic law, which we also call the Sharia. Sharia, in other words, that Islamic law or certain rules which should be every business should follow that and adhere to that particular norm. So there are certain restrictions in Islamic law which restrict the business to perform its activities. Suppose interest based business is not permitted in Islam, and gambling, manufacturing of weapons, and indulge in activities which harmful for the societies and environmental. So these are the activities not allowed in Islam. So Muslims are not allowed to own or invest in those companies which are not permissible in the Islamic law. So Sharia compliance simply means that business should be comply with the certain norms which have been prescribed. We will be learn it ahead. If any business involved in the Sharia way, so that means this business is allowed, and some business are not comply the Sharia law, that means that business is not allowed to invest or on. So first you should understand what the investing means in equity market. Suppose if you buy a share of any company, that means you are the owner of that company. So if a investor goes and buy a share of a company, that means technically he or she is the owner of the company. As you can see, by definition, Muslims are not allowed to own any kind of the business. There are certain hardcore Islamic principles which business should adhere to in order to be eligible for the Muslims to own that business and earn from it. Alright, Sharia law not permitted certain business activities like interest-based business, gambling, manufacturing of weapons, and any business core indulge in the social and environmental harm. If any business is involved which can harm a vast level to the environment, to the society, so these business are not allowed in the Islam. Muslim cannot own and invest in those business. If a company involved in some illicit activities, so Muslim are barred and they are restricted to invest in those companies. Neither they can own that company nor they are allowed to invest in those companies. So these are the basics of the Sharia compliance. First, we want to add a disclaimer here that we are not an authorized Islamic scholar to pass the statement about the Islamic law. All the content in this video is our research from SEC's Malaysia, FTSE's United Kingdom, S&P Sharia Indices US. These are the dominating Sharia compliance screening board of the world. We have been taking reference from them. Our research team has been done the research from these sources which we have mentioned here. If you want to dive deep, please contact research. We will arrange you to the right person to answer your queries in Islamic prospect as per your need. So these are our short disclaimer we want to add here. So without any delay, let's jump to the core topic and understand how we can screen the whether this company is follow the Sharia norms or not. How we can find that. There are three kind of the activities. One is permissible business activities, and one is prohibited business activities, and third is mixed business structure. So these two are very clear, crystal clear. Permitted business activities, prohibited business activities, because you are very clear over here that this business activities is allowed and this business activities is not allowed. So whether you should be go to invest and whether stop from the invest in those companies. So permitted business activities and prohibited business activities are very crystal, but there are certain business activities. Suppose there is a company who is conglomerate, has multiple subsidiaries. Some of subsidiaries is the Sharia compliance and some of the subsidiaries is the non Sharia compliance. Suppose we take the example of the Tatas. Tata have multiple subsidiaries. Some are in the FMCG sector, some of the IT sector, some of in the banking sector, some of include in the loan sector. So some of business subsidies are the Sharia compliance and some are the non-Sharia compliance. So today we will usually emphasize on the mixed business structure. So permissible business and non-permissible business, these are the very easy to know. But today we will emphasize on the mixed business structure, which have multiple brands and multiple subsidiaries which involved in the different business activities. So how we will find out whether this stock is permissible under the Islamic law or not. There are certain norms which is allowed you make your judgment that this business comply with Sharia screening norms or not. So if you have any query, any doubt, please write down the comment and don't forget to subscribe this channel. So without any delay, let's jump to the topic. Alright, now let's understand what is the criteria which every business should be adhere to that make them eligible for a Sharia compliance category. There are three gates that every business should be passed through in order to be a Sharia compliance company where Muslims investors can invest in those companies in the Islamic way. Okay, so here we have been listed down certain industries which are not permissible in the Islamic law. These who involved in the alcohol, gambling, pornography, tobacco and dangerous drugs, non-Sharia entertainment companies, pork and all its byproducts, prostitutions, interest-based lending, conventional insurance, the tobacco industries and activities related to illegal drugs, the production of weapon of the mass destruction, hotel resort operations, so trading stock, stock broking, rental income from non-Sharia compliance companies. Biotechnology, cloning and genetic modification is not allowed in Islamic law. So these are the industries which a Muslim can't buy or can't invest, and a Muslim can't own these companies. Okay, the companies which involves in these activities, these are prohibited activities in Islamic law. So a Muslim are not allowed to do any business which involve in these activities. These are the prohibited companies. Apart from these activities, if you have know any other companies which we have been not mentioned over there, please write it down in the comment. So the main problem, as earlier we have been told you, that today discuss mostly emphasize on those companies which are the multiple segments. Suppose companies had the multiple subsidiaries which involved in the different business, different subsidiaries, it has different segments. So how to figure out whether this company is eligible for the Sharia compliance or not? Okay, so there are three major rules. First thing, the business structure. First thing, there is a norm to assessment of the business structure. Okay, then second, the assessment of the financial ratio of the companies. So when the company pass these two doors, first business structure of the company, what is the business, how portion of the illicit activities involved in this whole business structure, we will learn it now. And what is the financial ratios, there are certain financial ratios which company should be comply with the Sharia norms. Okay, here you can see financial norms. And after passing these two gates, there is another gate which is dividend purification. So as a Muslim investor, if you earn any income from that company, so what the portion of the company's income, profit before tax, we take out the portion which the companies earn from its non-compliance activities. We take out the similar portion of the earning from our dividend. So purified the income. So first we analyze business structure of company, then we analyze the financial ratios, and then after earning it, if we get the dividend from the company, so we purify the dividend. So first thing we should understand that if there is a conglomerate, if there is a company who has multiple subsidiaries, so first thing you should understand, there is a 5% and 20% rule. The subsidiary should not exceed the 5% of its revenue from illicit activities. Suppose if a company has alcohol business, so the income from the alcohol segment should not be increased the total revenue of the 5%. So here we can see the company should not be exceed more than 5% from its subsidiaries. Suppose there is a company whose revenue is 1 lakh rupees and it's involved in the multiple business. Suppose it has ITs, it has FMCG sector, it has aviation sector, every sector, and it also has some businesses from this category. Suppose it has alcohol entity. Company's alcohol revenue should not be greater than 5% of the company's total revenue. The share of the company's alcohol revenue should not exceed than 5%. If it's come under the 5%, that means company is the Sharia compliance. Company is permissible to be invest. So Muslims can invest in those company which is non-compliance business activities not is greater than the 5%. Alright, there are two rules. As you can see, hotel resort operation, certain part which is not Sharia compliance. Suppose there is a hotel or resort, but it serves the pork and alcohol. The service is a part of non-Sharia compliance activities. So in those business, the total share of the revenue should not greater than the 20%. Okay, same for the trading. So this share, 12-month trailing share, should not be exceed than the 20% for these both. And for biotechnology, cloning and genetic, it's a 5%. So biotechnology, cloning or genetic modification, it should be less than 5%. Business structure should be this: the total revenue and revenue from that particular activities, non-Sharia compliance activities, should not be greater than the 5% of the total revenue. So hope this clear your mind. And then after this, you should be go to the find the financial of the companies. There is also norm cash plus debt. When we talk about the debt usually mean the interest based debt, which is not Sharia compliant debt. Interest based debt and cash divided by total asset should not be greater than the 33%. This is the financial ratio we are analyzing. And cash plus account receivable divided by total asset should not be greater than 50%. So these are the financial ratios which companies should be comply with in order to be eligible for the become a Sharia compliance companies. Debt and cash should be under the 1/3 of the company's total assets. Cash and account receivable should be less than half of the company. If company follow this structure, these norms of the Sharia, so that means the company eligible to be invest. This company is Sharia compliance. And once they invest into the company, if they earn a dividend income, so you should be take out the percent from your dividend. So this is the norms how we calculate how we screen the Sharia stocks. Let's calculate it. First, business should be follow this structure. This is the business structure of the company, and these are the financial structures which company should need to be followed. And after earning the income from these activities, you have to be purify your dividend income. And the question is how you can find these structures. Go to the company's website and download the balance and financial statement. Company issue the financial statements in two parts: consolidated statement and stand-alone statement. Consolidated statement means the company's whole operation statement, and stand-alone statement is for the particular business activities or particular segment. So if you find any difficulties to understand, please let us know. And if you have any query, write us an email which have been given in the description. And don't forget to subscribe this channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.